In this video, I'm going to be going through how to actually shave your face. Now, whether or not you want to use one of these dermaplaning tools or you want to use a shaver, honestly, they do the same thing. This one's going to be a little bit more assertive than this one. But if you are new and you're like, I'm taking baby steps, start here. The actual routine itself is going to be very similar between the two, and then I will show you how to use them. First thing you have to do is wash your face. Yes, this is a critical step to prevent any type of breakouts or irritation within the skin, because again, we are going to be cutting the hair shaft itself. And if there's any bacteria, whether it's on our skin, whether it's on dirty blades, or whether it's just from our skin not being cleansed, it will travel down that broken shaft. It's going to go right in there and it can cause some really bad breakouts. So we're going to wash our face before and then after the procedures to make sure we have a really nice, clean skin. This is going to maximize your results and, of course, make sure that you have little to no breakouts. Now, when you're washing your face, please make sure that you are using a microfiber or some form of face cloth when you wash your face. Because oil and water don't mix, we need the face cloth to remove the dirt and the oil that is left on our skin. So, face cloth, cleanser, let's start. And don't forget to use your face cloth to wipe your entire face to make sure you remove your entire cleanser and make sure that there's actually no bacteria left behind. Now, depending on which tool you use, just remember you have a couple options. If you are using the razor blade, I do like doing a wet cleanse. So what you just saw me do was wash my face. I'd go back in, I'd use some soap, and then I would just basically shave my face. This is a great beginner way to get rid of all that vellus hair that is left over, the peach fuzz as we call it, and this works really well. The limitations to using these is that, of course, you can't really quite get around the brow area, and it's a little bit challenging around the nose, but it is a good option, especially if you're new and you're a beginner. Now, if you're like me and you want to go a little bit more advanced, well, this is where you would actually buy the tool. You can use this on wet skin, but I will say I find it better if you actually use an oil and you do it in small sections, which is what I will be demoing for you guys today. The other thing I like to use is a little bit of a square, because when you start taking off all the dead skin cells and the hairs, well, you just need something nice to wipe it on. So of course I just use one of these cotton squares. So let's get started. I'm going to actually use my oil. This one is lightweight. I'm using the Diana Madison, and I put a couple drops on the back of my hand. I'm going to pick it up with one fingertip, and then I'm going to work it around on my forehead. When you are dermaplaning, it's really important that you do it in small sections and you keep the skin nice and tight. You want to grab your tool and you want to hold it just kind of like you would with a fork and knife. And then what you're going to do is pull the skin, angle it off, and gently start shaving all the way down. It doesn't matter what direction you choose. You can go any single direction you like, but it's really important that you go in small sections. Take your cotton pad, take off the little excess, and continue on. And like I said, you just grit out the skin. I am going nice and slow. The oil is going to give you that really nice slip factor, and that's going to prevent razor burn. And there you see all that dead skin cells and all that vellus hair coming off. Grab some more oil, pick it up on the back of your hand, tap it, and let's move on to the other parts. Be very careful around the eyes, and remember, when you are dermaplaning, please don't be in a rush. When you rush is when you're going to nick your skin, and nobody wants that. A lot of hair in there. Okay, so when you are doing your nose, this is a really good thing to do, is go really slow and just go around little areas of your nose very gently. This is really good if your hair tends to be a little bit darker. And again, you just want to go nice and slow. Pull the skin over a little bit and just do it in small little sections. And if you're nervous, don't do the nose. That's okay. But it's a nice little thing to do. All right, now that you've done your entire face and it feels pretty good and you're quite happy with what you've got, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back in and wash your face one more time. This is to ensure that if there is any bacteria or anything else that's on there, we're getting rid of it, and then you're gonna follow it up with your regular skincare routine. Of course, do not use any exfoliations. You kind of already did that already. Now there are some pros and cons to actually shaving your face. Pro is your products absorb very quickly and well. Another one is that you're removing all the little peach fuzz, so if you have excess amount of hair, it's really great. Con is you are cutting the hair shaft, so you are not going to have technically stubble, but what you're going to see is that as the hair grows out, you are cutting it at the base, so it's going to feel a little rougher than the rest of your skin itself. When you cut off your vellus hair, which is the hair on the face, it does not turn into terminal hair like when you get the hormone changes that inevitably happen, or if you suffer from PCOS. So POX is also a common reason why people will all of a sudden just get chin hairs, or if you're like me and you're perimenopause, they just come a-knocking whether you like them or not. For the big hardy ones, I like to tweeze them if you don't have too many, but if you're one of those people and you have a little bit more than perhaps tweezing would accommodate, you can go ahead and shave them off. There is nothing wrong with that. Obviously, ideally, we would like to do a laser treatment to help move them along a little bit faster, but if that's not within your budget, shaving is. There is no harm in shaving. It's not going to cause you to have a beard. What is there is already there through hormones. It's not going to cause it to grow back thicker or hardier like it does on your legs. Very different hair from the legs to the face. So again, that's a myth that's also been debunked over the years, but it is a really good option for those of you who enjoy doing this. Remember, if your skin is a little bit more saggy, you really want to make sure you're pulling nice and tight and making sure that you don't nick yourself, because even people like myself, I definitely can nick myself from time to time. When you're doing any type of dermaplaning, this will replace one of your exfoliation nights. However, you don't have to modify any of your skincare ingredients, with the exception, of course, vitamin C might be a little spassy if you try to put it on, but you will have no issues with your retinoids. Just don't use any type of exfoliation or exfoliants the nights you actually do your dermaplaning, and you can do it both day or night. Doesn't matter which day or which time of the day you prefer. So how many times are you going to dermaplane? Typically once or twice a month is just fine. It really depends on how quickly your hair grows and personal preference at that point. But at the same time, remember, this is going to replace your exfoliation, so please don't do any exfoliation. This has done it for you. When you are dermaplaning, please make sure that you always replace the blade after every use. If you're using a big form, you can use that probably about 2-3 times, but this does not go in the shower with you. You don't do any other parts of the body with it. It's strictly for your face. Again, it's just we want to keep that blade as clean as possible. If you are using the ones that I just showed you in the video, please make sure that you remove it and you have a clean one every single time. Your blade does dull and down every single use. And at the same time, you do not want bacteria building up on that sucker, let alone any type of rust. I hope you found this helpful.